I'm here along Highway 15 in Farmington, Utah, not far from Salt Lake City, with good friend and longtime ally of Faith and Action, Pastor Mike Crowder, counselor, friend, ally in the ministry, sometimes confessor. We've seen each other at our best and our worst. But Pastor Crowder, you're right here in Utah, and behind us are these now infamous memorial crosses. What you can't see from this angle are the names of fallen state troopers here in Utah who died in the line of duty, and these are tributes to their heroic acts in giving their sacrifice in defense of the citizenry of this state. Well, you may have heard that the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals Federal Court in Denver recently struck down these crosses as unconstitutional. That means they really can't be here anymore. And what a shame if those courts prevail in the appeal process, which we hope will go to the Supreme Court. We believe it will. We're going to be filing a case if it does get there, and we predict it will. We're going to be filing our own briefs in that case, and we're going to be asking for your help. But Pastor, you've been kind of monitoring this whole thing. Let's talk a little bit about these crosses and their significance here in the state.
Sure, Rob. Well, I've lived here nearly 25 years. And out of the chute, when this decision came down, the first thing that came to my mind was that they shot this down saying that it presented a message of Christianity. And I thought, no, wait a minute. You're saying in the state of Utah, where, with all due respect to my dear Mormon friends, the Mormon church doesn't use the cross as a symbol of their faith. And in fact, if you look right behind us, there's a Mormon church with a steeple. There's no cross on that steeple.
And no cross anywhere else in that building.
No, because the Mormon church doesn't use the cross. And so the idea that this represents a Christian message to people falls flat on its face in the state of Utah and the culture that we deal with here.
And you brought up an interesting parallel with what about the crosses at Arlington Cemetery and the other military cemeteries here in the United States and around the world. You brought that up. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, sure. I've been to Arlington Cemetery, as many people have. It's a beautiful place, a wonderful place to go visit and to think of those who have paid the ultimate price. And you see at Arlington Cemetery these crosses lined up. It's an incredible sight. Every one of those graves have crosses on them. You're surely not suggesting that every one of those soldiers that have been buried at Arlington Cemetery have a cross on their grave because they're a Christian and they want to present that kind of a message. It's simply a representation of respect by a society for people who have paid an ultimate price for our safety.
And if you've been to a military cemetery, you know when you see those crosses, you don't think somebody's trying to evangelize me. It is a tribute to an honorable death. And that's what these crosses represent here. And I know if there's anything you are anything but silent, Pastor. And I know your voice is going to be heard in this and that of your church. By the way, if you're ever in Layton, Utah, you got to check out Christian Life Church. Christian Life Center is one of the best churches I know of in the country. And right here, right outside Salt Lake, man, what a great job you've done, and I've been your guest many times. So you got to check out the church and be praying about this. We just can't be silent when these things happen. You know, we went out to the Mojave Desert, another cross just like this, tribute to fallen soldiers, and we saw that go at least 3/4 in the right direction by the Supreme Court. We're hoping and praying the same will be done here. We'll keep everybody posted and informed. I know our lawyers are going to be consulting with you. I know you need another project like you need a hole in the head, Pastor, but we really need you on this one, so we're going to be consulting with you.
Well, again, these crosses represent men and women who have paid the ultimate price to defend our citizenry here. And it crosses religious boundaries. It's not about religion. It's about recognizing people from different walks and ways of life who have paid a price. And it is a wonderful way to respect them, and I trust that the Supreme Court will see the value of that.
And I got to say, if the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals prevails here and they come here and shear these things off and destroy these crosses, that will be an act of dishonor to our fallen heroes.
Absolutely.
So we're going to pray that doesn't happen. I think it's still legal to pray in America, and I think it's still legal to say, God bless the people of Utah for allowing these to stand on public property. Thanks, Pastor, for standing with us and Faith in Action, your longtime friendship, and we'll keep you posted.
All right. Thank you, Rob.